Right, hello everyone, welcome back to Where Swans Walk. We'll be discussing Swans v Oxford, back to winning ways, 3 points in the bag. Man of the match that game. Eyes for injury time, we'll be discussing our favourite injury time winner or last minute goals. And the World Cup draw, not that Wales ain't in it yet, but how will our players fare in the World Cup if they're being chosen for their selected countries? And then also for our A to Z of Swansea City, who gets in at the letter I? Right then, boys. If I can remove this. Who wants to start? Who's your man of the match against Oxford?
Wow. So you won, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
Josh Tymon, come on. Let's be fair. Who's seen that coming?
No one.
I think you hit that 100 times. It's 100 times. It probably goes into the stand 99 times. He could not have hit it any more perfectly. I think I've put the best of all I've seen hit in person. Unreal technique. Celebration was an interesting one, though.
Yeah, he didn't know what to do with himself, did he?
No. I think it was one of those goals where he just hit it in hope and didn't realise it was actually going to go in.
Oh, yeah. From where we sat, we were just like literally, right, it's in. As soon as it left the boot, he's like, right, that's in. No chance.
Yeah.
The reactions of the players are the best. The amount of hands on heads you've had there, people are just stunned by it. People around by me took a while to reg because we're kind of just behind the goal. Took a little bit of time to reg the fact that it actually went in. But yeah, it was unreal technique to hit that.
Yeah. I wonder how many people missed that because you see how many people going for half time because usually it's that kind of time where we concede in it, so they think, right, we'll just miss this little bit and.
Unbelievable.
Brilliant.
I've seen a lot of people discussing. Listened to a lot of podcasts this morning in work, and I've seen a lot of people discussing and comparing it to that Gareth Bale volley against Stoke, where he hits it with that left foot on a similar angle, with his legs just above his waist. But is Josh Tymon the next Gareth Bale? I highly doubt it. But overall, it was a strong performance, I say, against I'd say a weak Oxford side.
It's so random, though, the teams at the moment. Oxford were brilliant against Ipswich last week, who took apart Coventry on this week. So it's week by week, things change, and we could only beat what's in front of you. And I thought they were poor on the day. They were very poor, Oxford. But then it was one of those games that whoever scored first was going to go and win that game, I felt. It was just one of those. We did play well. I wouldn't say we played absolutely fantastic, but we did have a solid performance. A little bit nervy at times. I'd say, we rode our luck. There's a couple of times where they had the odd chance. If they had a bit more of a presence up there, they might have scored, and it would have been a little bit more hard work to get a result. But, to win 2-0 and get a clean sheet can't ask no more, can you?
Yeah, it was one of those performances where I didn't feel nervous for us at all. If I'm being really honest, there was a lot of good stuff on display there. Was it perfect? Probably not. But the sharpness on the board, we're not standing still on the ball as often as we used to. There's more movement in front of the ball. The distance between the lines is smaller. The distances between players is smaller. We just seem a lot more urgent out of possession as well. Apart from there was one chance where they broke on to us in the first half. Other than that, I thought it was a really good performance. There's a lot of stuff there that Martos has tweaked. Really, really basic things, but we look all the more better for it. It's like that 20-minute spell at West Brom, but stretched out over a whole 90 minutes.
Yeah.
There's a few players as well that stood out. He's not had a great start of the season. I thought was really good on Saturday. Marko Stamenic as well. Got his first goal for the club and actually had a bit of a presence in midfield, caused them all sorts of problems. It was a lot to be positive about, and again, hopefully we can repeat the same Tuesday as well with a quick turnaround.
Yeah.
So interesting what I thought was Galbraith playing out on the right actually give us more balance in the team, which is a bit strange, really, having your best player really moved, but the structure of the team looked much more natural with the other boys in the middle, a bit like last year, really, such when we had O'Brien and Franco. So is this a kind of a nice problem to sort of have now? But in a way, Liverpool, City, a few other Premier League sides, they all have that sort of attacking kind of right-sided play that kind of comes in the midfield. Is that a possibility? We can do that, but in a certain way. But it'd be interesting to see what Mattis has got up his sleeve here. But I think it's a different sort of solution that we might have to look towards.
It's interesting that you say that, because a couple of times I noticed where Galbraith was sort of driving field with the ball, and then say I think Stamenic was the one who was dropping in and covering him. So while he's got like the more creative license to move into midfield and try and drive us forward, you kind of see Stamenic would take the back seat then and sort of slot into that right back role just in case we lost possession or in case they tried to break onto us. So yeah, I think it was an interesting choice. I was a little bit worried before the game, saying that our most creative player was playing it right back, but I think it worked quite well. Will we go to do that in every game? I'm not so sure. But like you said, it is probably a nice sort of problem, a bit of a headache to have. And, it's a solution that if we need to put in there, we can. As well, 'cause at the moment, we haven't really got, apart from Sam Parker, we haven't got anyone else who can slot in there.
No. I think it's just something nice to have in it, like all these different players who can play different positions. I've been banging on for the last 2 weeks. It's something that's been coming for a while, this type of performance. You've seen glimpses, you said there, James, the first 20 minutes against West Brom, who ironically we've just drawn in the FA Cup. I don't know if you've seen the news yet, but we've just drawn at West Brom at home in the FA Cup. I think that performance was probably the best we've seen in the last 3 games, and hopefully that's the sign of what can come tomorrow and the rest of the season.
Yeah. It was it's loads of sort of little things we haven't done throughout the season. I thought that we did quite well as well. And credit to Matos as well. He changed the shape mid-game as well. So I think he took Jan Popnik off, and then he put Caelan Casey on, went to 3 centre-backs and played with the wing-backs. When have you ever seen us do that in a game for such a long time? I know it's such a basic tweak just to take a striker off, put a more defensive-minded player on. But then he sort of reversed it then by chucking Adam Eder back on there as well. So it's nice to see a manager keeping the opposition manager guessing rather than just doing like-for-like subs that, Alan Shearer and Luke Williams would sort of do all the time, where they would just literally go like-for-like changes all the time. So it's nice to see us change the system a couple of times through the game as well, and sort of keep Gary Rowett on his toes.
Yeah, I think that's a good point to say. I think that's starting to show his experience of who he's worked with. Jurgen Klopp's at Liverpool, Porto at Derby, Pep Linders. I think you're starting to see that come through now. But he's keeping it basic. It's just small tweaks during the game. Nothing major. He's not completely changing the formation. It's just one player in and keep them guessing. Keep it flowing. But enough about the game. We've got our first win in 5. Hopefully tomorrow we can get our second. So moving on to I is for injury time. What's your guys' favourite injury time or last-minute goals the Swans have either conceded or scored? Hopefully scored, not conceded.
Personally, I absolutely hate, as a reporter, like a journalist, writing a report and someone scores an injury time. You just rip up what you've done. You've got everything sorted out. And, we had one against Reading a few years ago, and I just completely had to tear it apart. It's horrible. But you looking back to when we're in the Premier League, one that really stands out for me is, do you remember when we beat Palace 5-4?
Yeah.
Fernando Llorente scored twice in stoppage time. And it was such a bananas game. It was like Bob Bradley was in charge. And it was like we never won, but that was a really rare game we did. And it wasn't even like high scoring in the first half. I think it was quite low scoring. And that sort of last 10, 15 minutes just blew up completely. And I can't remember what Arthur scored, but I remember Benteke scoring for them. Was it Zaha or Benteke? It was something like that anyway. And he scored really late. And I just thought, oh God, because we were I think we were like 2 or 3 up or something. And then they had one late, and you could see people just driving out, leaving in masses. And then Llorente got 2. It was just unbelievable. 5-4. When do you see that in entertainment value? Amazing.
Yeah, I was at that game. It was crazy. Yeah. I think we scored one of the most bizarre goals where I think one of the ball loops up Jack Cork and goes into the top corner. Someone strikes a ball against his thigh and it goes up and into the top corner. It's just such a fluky goal to concede. But I think that was the one that turned the game on its head. Yeah, it was a nuts one. Probably another sort of niche one was the Burnley one where Anthony Taylor gave a handball and gave a penalty against Swansea where Sam Vokes actually handballed it. And we ended up winning. I think we won that one with a Llorente last-minute winner as well, and it sent Paul Clement charging down the touchline celebrating at Mourinho.
I'm surprised both of you haven't said the most famous one in history. I know what you're going to say. I'm going to say it. It's Wayne Routledge scoring against Leeds United a couple of years ago.
The most exciting football of the Steve Cooper era.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I really thought that was promotion era, honestly. Like, I thought we were going to go up then, but no chance. It didn't happen, of course. But, of course, in my opinion, it's got to be that Ben Cabango last-minute goal against Cardiff City.
Yeah.
It was at that game, and it's just... I was right at the back, and I ended up being right down the front after that goal. I don't know how, but that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. But that's my favourite.
Yeah, I nearly broke my neck in that game. I ended up 3 rows further down than I should have been as well. It was absolute pandemonium, that was.
Yeah.
And they were so confident that they'd snatched the point. And just to win it in those circumstances at their ground to do the double do was just, unreal. I could relive that moment over and over again.
The best bit is it was such a scrappy toe poke goal as well. It was just such a crap goal to concede, but who cares? Who cares?
That matter with the goal.
Yes. Oh. Moving on. World Cup draw. We've all seen it. We're not in it yet. I have high hope Wales are going to be in it. Very high hopes. But with that being said, it's next year, next summer. Who out of the squad, if the players get selected, you never know. Out of the squad, who do you think will shine the brightest at the World Cup on the world stage?
Well, it's interesting that, the one player that seems to be getting the most time is probably Cullen at the moment, and he's the one who's not necessarily getting much for us. So that's a bit interesting itself, I think Cabango's injury probably come at a bad time for him. He seems to be maybe dropping behind Dylan Lawler in the pecking order now, I would think. We don't know, but those two boys will be on the plane if we can manage to get past Bosnia and that big one against Italy. I tell you what, that could be massive. But the group, I tell you what, we were all sitting there after about 5 million hours of watching that draw, to see see that the teams coming out there. I think we're going to get through that group, surely. Yeah,
it's a much nicer group than Qatar. Much nicer group.
I think we kind of landed on our feet with the kick-off times as well. I think Scotland's ones are like 2:00 in the morning local time. I think ours are all 8 p.m. kick-off if we get there as well. So it's a nice group that you do fancy us to get through. There's no one in there that I really fear that much, if I'm honest.
No, we remember Canada, not so long ago, when they didn't play really well. They weren't that great. They got a bit of pace about them here and there, but I think they're beatable.
It's good that we know how Qatar play. We know how Canada play. Switzerland, not quite sure who plays them anymore. To be honest, I know Shaqiri don't play for them anymore, and Xhaka does, but Thunder Thighs ain't playing for them. I think Cullen will probably shine the brightest for Wales if we get there, and if he does get selected for the squad. I think him playing in that against North Macedonia, he was an underrated gem in that squad, in that team. He was just everywhere. Well, that being said, boys, that was a fun way to almost end the pod with the World Cup draw. We may as well move on to what makes your Swansea City great then. This week, for Adam Ida.
Adam Ida, no, surely not. Izzy Rickman, that's one for me. Double I.
I think I've got the best one this week, boys. You're forgetting the legend, the best striker this club has ever had is Ite Schechter. It was only shot that went in, took about 20 deflections.
Well,
and spawned the banner. I was there when Schechter scored.
And you got to have a mention for Ivor Allchurch. True.
Yeah, Ivor Allchurch. That's true. Advice? I've gone boring again this week. I've gone Inusa. I honestly couldn't think of anyone else.
Big Izzy Rickman, lovely centre half, no nonsense. Yeah. Get the ball, smash it out, lovely. Job done.
Can't fault it. That's what you want your centre backs to do. Just have it. Classic PK, have it. Well, boys, pretty straightforward podcast this week. We haven't got really much else to talk about rather than a win.
We're not angry this week. That's the problem.
No, that's the thing. We can't rant and rave. James ain't ranting and raving. I'm all used to it.
I'm enjoying it, boys. I'm enjoying the piece.
Yeah.
Don't worry,
we'll
Portsmouth will beat us tomorrow night now. So
Portsmouth tomorrow. We'll resume our normal scheduling next week.
yeah.
I'm feeling something special from Vito Matos again. It's fine.
Yeah. So with that being said, then boys, what's predictions for tomorrow? Oh, well, and the weekend, of course.
I take a draw tomorrow, to be honest. Now after getting the win, I think just don't lose the game again. But I think we'll be positive. But I think Portsmouth having that couple of days extra rest is going to be a bit key as well. 1-1 maybe. I
think so. I don't know. I'm gonna go 1-0 win. I'm gonna go 1-0 win.
I'm going to go 2-1 Swans tomorrow. I just think that we may build a bit of momentum there, and providing that everyone's still fit, I would start that exact same team again on Tuesday, really, and see where we go from there. I don't think you can go too far wrong.
No. Stoke, Saturday.
Horrible game.
Yeah.
Apart from Millwall, they are the team I do not want to see ever come up. Like we never get anything there, really, do we? I don't think so.
No.
It'd be a horrible own goal going somewhere, maybe, and I don't know. Again, that is a very good point. I think if you can get that away, keep the run going, unbeaten. That'll be good. 3 games possibly then.
Yeah.
I
can see a 1-0. I can see a 1-0 draw, to be honest. And Sorbaton was a guarantee to score a half volley again.
Well, that'll test the fullbacks, and I think if obviously with the way we're playing, depending on who's going to be fit, if Key is going to be around as well. I'm not sure he's ill at the moment. They said on the weekend, so it's interesting to see. Without the way he talked in the press conference was that he didn't think he would be fit tomorrow. He wasn't sure, but he'd have to be assessed. I don't know about today. I haven't really heard much, but. I think timing will be pushed back as well, and if they're going that way, so interesting. Might have to. I would potentially look at changing the tact on that. Maybe having three at the back.
Yeah, I can't see if he just keeps this exactly the same as he did on Saturday. He can't go much wrong, to be honest. But we'll wait and see. It's only 1 win, boys. We're getting ahead of ourselves, really, and we complained for the last 5-6 weeks. We got to win, and we can suddenly go for promotion. Right, and boys, I think that's the end of it. I think we've discussed everything that we can because we've won for a change. If you've enjoyed, please like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know what your thoughts are on the last game, and let us know your predictions down below. Cheers, boys. Thank you for watching.